Okay, so what we've got here is we've got two large 56 by 76 centimeter 240 GSM 100% wood-free pigment oil sketch pad things. Basically giant pieces of paper, and you're not going to be able to see this very well at all, but yeah, they look like they have like sort of a cotton sheet sort of texture. Anyway, so this is what I'm going to be using to line the inside of the box. Now I'm only going to do it for the actual base, not for the walls. So hopefully what we're going to do is line up the first one. Well, that took an absolute sheep ton of time. Yeah, well, now it's done. Thoughts? Don't do it this way. Just don't. Find yourself a large sheet of leather or something, because this looks like crap. Of course, now I can't take it off. Yeah, try using vinyl or something like that. I don't actually have a sheet that's big enough for vinyl. I mean, you could probably even get away with using canvas if you wanted to. But yeah, just probably best if you didn't do this way. I might see about picking up some canvas and putting it over the top, and it might look a little bit better, but I don't know. I don't know. Oh. I'll see how it goes, but as of currently, that's this part done. Would you look at that? The fairies came last night and fixed it. All with just some paper and clad glue. But in all seriousness, this is just paper. Basically all I did is I went onto the internet and I basically just printed out a bunch of small little things, such as the old Winchester like adverts from papers and the magazines, as well as some World War II sort of propaganda and instruction manuals. They're really easy to find. I just found a bunch of them, printed them out, and then used clad glue to stick them down. And if you go around the edges, they don't peel at all. There's like nothing that makes them peel. You do have to wait a reasonably lengthy period of time to make sure the glue is the ink is absolutely dry. Otherwise, you end up with problems such as I had behind here, which I just covered up with another piece, where the ink was sort of like running almost. But yeah, that's pretty well it. Super easy, and now it actually looks good. I'm really happy with it. today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be filling this space here with some of this foam, and then I'm going to be covering it with some of this stuff. This is just vinyl. It's blue vinyl, so it should be pretty good at color matching. Now the reason why, well, this piece isn't actually big enough. I'll go get a bigger piece. But the reason why I'm what this is for my broadheads. In my old box here, I had this small section that held my broadheads. But oh god, back when I had 3 of them. Yeah, so basically they just sit in there like that, and they're easy to get out, but unlike everything else in here, they won't just fall out. So yeah, I'm hoping to do the same thing here, maybe with 2 rows instead. Yeah, I think 2 rows will work quite well. So yeah, that's the next stage. Originally I was going to use a larger piece of foam, however I decided that I can just cut up the smaller piece into the right size, and it shouldn't matter too much, because I'm just going to be covering it with the vinyl. Now, as you can see, it's a little bit high, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my previous box as a stencil, and I'm going to cut this piece down to about 20 mil. So as you can see, these corners are a little bit bland, so what I was planning on doing was taking these pieces of brass and bending them at a right angle, dead in the center, and yeah, just attaching them. I'll clean them up first a little bit, and then with a little bit of with a wire brush on a Dremel, and I'll start to attach them.